So welcome back guys. So in this class we'll deal about rotor protection of alternator. So rotor protection of alternator. So in the rotor protection of alternator we have two faults, that is rotor to earth fault, and the secondly is loss of excitation. Okay, so as we know that the alternator, this is the alternator we have. So the alternator will be excited by the excitation field, that is rotor field, and this is a prime mover, we know that. In the rotor field we have the rotor earth fault. What is the mean by rotor earth fault? Let us take, this is the rotor field. Okay, for this rotor field we have an excitation system, that is DC excitation system. Okay, so what a rotor earth fault means, this phase winding is connected to ground, means we have a phase to earth fault. Okay, so what happens is when one phase to earth fault is taking place, there is no much impact because of this is a DC. Since there is no much, why there is no much impact means this field is not directly connected to a core. Okay, so it is connected to a ground. So if it is connected to ground means there is no problem with what is the voltage produced across this will be directly given to the alternator when one ground fault is taking place. Okay, if the ground fault due to the sustainability, if that ground fault increases, that means that there will be a stress in the field, then there may be a chance of getting another fault in the field. Okay, if this is again grounded means what happen is this will be shorted. If this gets shorted means there will be a circulating current in the field of the rotor. If there is a circulating current in the field of the rotor, then ultimately there will be damages will be taking place. So what is the damages means? As we know that the field which is produced will give considerable production of will be a considerable production of flux in the rotor section, which also induce the flux to the stator, which gives induced EMF will be developed. So what is the developed EMF in the alternator is completely depending upon the field of the rotor. Okay, if the field of the rotor is shorted, there will be a circulating current. The EMF developed will not induce in the alternator to produce considerable EMF. So due to this uniform, uneven, non-uniform production of non-uniform production of flux in rotor taking place. Okay, so non-uniform rotor flux will taking place, which generally induces less uniform non-uniform production of EMF taking place. Okay, that is our output voltage will be reduced. So this also gives a vibration to the rotor. So this is the rotor section. So what happens is, so let us take, this is the rotor, these are the field which is, let us take the field. So at the fault is occur at this state, that is at this point, then the flux will be produced here, and this here and this here flux will be produced. There one force will be torque force, this is one force will be there, then one force, but there is a force which is not uniform. That way the uniformity will be reduced, that is non-uniform will be produced in the forces. Due to that, the vibration taking place in the rotor, the vibration taking place in rotor, and there is a impact in bearing also, impact in bearing. Okay, all of a sudden, if a production of non-uniform, why it is happening all those things? Non-uniform production of flux in the rotor, the non-uniform flux will induce the constable, will not produce a uniform EMF in the stator winding, and will produce the vibration in the rotor, and as well the impact in the bearing of the rotor. So these are all disadvantages. Okay, if the disadvantages continuous means what about the field in the system? It will reduce. So our job is to protect that fault not taking place. Okay, so our system is protected here is not only waiting for other fault to taking place, other phase to earth fault, but in initial stages only, giving a considerable time, we are developing a circuit so that the immediate actions will be taking place. Okay, for that I have a slip rings here. Okay, this is positive and negative, negative and positive. For this negative, I am keeping a coil here. Okay, and this coil is fed with a bridge circuit. Okay, so this is the connection diagram. This is a small bridge circuit. Okay, and this bridge circuit is fed to a transformer, rectifier bridge, and this is supplied by an AC auxiliary value. Our system frequency is 50 Hz, so we are taking 50 Hz supply and auxiliary input, and this is connected to this. Okay, and main point is here, for this coil we will have a time setting, okay, and plug setting. So I will explain why we use this, and then we have a alarm thing here and a tripping. Okay, this will give to circuit breaker trip coil. Okay, this is the setup for a protection thing, and now here it is a bridge which is connected here, and this is a formation of flux. You know the working of this, and this grounding is connected to this. Okay, this connection is important. So what happen is, under normal condition, there is no fault taking place, everything will get normal, there is no flow of flux, there is no flow of current here, therefore no tripping will become, because there is no short circuit is taking place between these two. So from this, from DC current will produce. Okay, from this DC current is produced, and now to operate this coil, the current I1 minus I2 should not equal to 0. Under normal condition, this will get shorted, that means no power flow, no current flows, and this will be normal 0. Okay, I1 minus I2 will be 0. Under fault condition, what happens is, there will be a grounded. So there is, due to this I1 which is flowing, I1 or I2, the current which is flowing to downwards, let us say this current is I1 and this current is I2. Due to this grounding, the output of the current I2 will be greater than I1, or I1 will be greater than I2. Due to that, there is a flow of current in the coil, therefore the relay will get operated and they give the circuit breaker tripping. Now another thing is, we have an alarm here. Why we use alarm, why use setting time, why use plug time? So there may be a faults phase to earth fault for minute seconds. If for minute second, if this is getting operated, means this give economically loss to our alternator. That means everything setting things will not give a continuous supply to the system. Okay, so if the fault immediately occurs, it is rectified, means not okay. Okay, it's fine. If it is sustaining, means then only we need to use operation. So if a small fault is taking place, that is, then there will be a setting for setting time will be there for the small time only. If the time increases, the sustainability increases, means then only should operate. At meantime, for example, I set a time for like say T2, some T plus T2 T1. Okay, this is my setting time. That is, at this position there is no great damage. Okay, there is no damage to our system. So when the fault occur at this time, it will see the this trip setting time and plug time in the relay coil, see the time. If that fault is rectified before time, this won't get operated. At that time, it give alarm to the person which is looking at this. It gives small alarm, and he comes and rectify that alarm, that the fault. If it is sustaining, means then only the relay coil will, if it is sustained up to, it is extended to the fault up to this time, then only the relay get operated. So this is about rotor earth fault for protection, and we'll move to a loss of excitation system. For that, we need again a small introduction. Actually, I also dealt this in when dealing up types of alternators. So in this loss of excitation, what happen is, as we know that the alternator, this is the alternator, and this alternator will have a field, okay, by the field is by the excitation system, and this is by prime mover, okay. So for this we'll have system will move with a speed of ns, okay. Now this is fed to grid connection, okay, when everything is normal because no fault is taking place. From the stator we'll have active power, and from the field excitation we have a reactive power, okay. This will fed to grid, and we have a phasor diagram of active power and reactive power under normal condition, okay. When all of a sudden a fault loss of excitation means the excitation is lost due to, they have four reasons, different reasons. So there is a loss, there may be a loss in the winding of the field, or there may be a loss in supply of prime mover of the field excitation, and there are different considerable loss in the field system. If there is field is lost here, that means no field is generated to the alternator, and here the prime mover thing is working normally, but under normal moving condition, if suddenly due to this field 0, there is no production of active power from the alternator, but to operate this alternator will take reactive power from the grid, okay. That means the direction of the reactive power is taken from the grid by the alternator, okay. And this time the alternator, instead of working as a synchronous generator, okay, synchronous generator means the field produced by the excitation system and the field fed by the stator will give a synchronous position. They both move in a synchronous manner and will operate as a alternator. But here in this position, the field given by the excitation system is 0. That is, there will be no drag force to take it as a synchronous thing. So since there is no synchronous with the stator, and now the stator will move with a speed greater than synchronous speed, that is, it will operate as induction generator, okay. So when this all of a sudden speed is increased means, if speed is increased means the production of EMF will increase, and the production of EMF means current will be increased. The current will increase means the heat will increase, okay. All these are all disadvantages. If that is a time is limit is there, that means in between field excitation getting 0, all of a sudden everything under normal condition, that the control is kept and we kept the excitation system under normal condition, then there will be a time to recollect all the things, but it is sustained. Then what is the position? Then the heat will be generated and the winding will be get damaged, and all the things will be happen. This is not useful thing. For that we use offset ohm relay. So offset ohm relay. So the connection is kept is, this is the alternator we need, and then this is the transformers, this is the CTs, and we'll keep offset relay between these, okay. Offset relay will be placed like this. So that means this relay will sense the, whenever the alternator is taking reactive power from the grid, this relay get operated. That is the, when we'll think that excitation is lost, only when alternator is taken from reactive power from the grid. That means the alternator, this relay coil will sense the grid connection. That means the impedance will be reduced. So what is the offset ohm relay means? So we have relay active power, this is general, okay. In normal condition, so for rated thing, the relay will operate at this position. For medium, it will operate at, that means will increase, impedance is increasing, right? If we keep that means the impedance is increasing for this impedance, but the magnitude is constant. It is also increasing. For low rated means it is operate at this position. When the system is taking to active power from grid to giving from reactive, taking from grid to alternator, it will reduce, it will come to negative position. That means the the total impedance will be in negative direction. That means it should be acting in this position, but it acting to the growing level. When it is coming to at any condition, rated condition, if it is operating at this condition, suddenly shifted to here means the relay will operate. Okay, the ohm relay will operate. If it is shifting to at this position means relay will operate. So at what every time when any condition of rated condition, if the impedance is reduced to here, that means mho value will shift to in a negative direction, then the relay operates. So this is the thing we use in protection of alternator when excitation is lost. We use ohm set relay. This is the connection we use. This will sense the reactive power taken from the grid. Then the system will get operated. This is about production of rotor in of alternators.